Sunday, coming at you. Peter G Show, Life with Peter G. You have no friggin' idea, guys, what a week will do, and how life changes and how things move and all of the above. I mean, last Sunday night I was sitting here talking to you live from Pensacola, Florida. Somewhat of a catastrophe in my mind, but it was all good. We got through it. Just hard. Right now, sitting here live in an undisclosed location in Burbank, California. Life of Peter G. Today is May 19th, 2019, show number 19. Ooh, go figure, okay? I'll take it. So long as we're all here, I'll take it. But here's the deal. We're going to start off, and as always, I'm going to let people kind of get acclimated and things like that. Tonight's going to be a night where I'm really going to want to hear from you, but I just can't. Look at this. Everybody's like, miss, call. Oh, so now you just have to go, Manny. Here's the deal. And I just said, here's the deal twice. Holy moly! Don't laugh at me. I threw it together tonight. Today was a day where it was a little bit crazy, and they go, "What are we doing?" I go, "Good question. We're gonna roll with it today. Okay, we're just gonna roll with it." First things we'll start off, and we'll talk about. I always want to talk about the week in review, but I cannot start my day on this show because I would not be able to start my day on this show had it not been for Bolt Energy. Okay. My beloved Bolt Energy. You know, you've heard me talk about it. I talk about it every week. The signs are right behind me. You know why? Because they sponsor me. And I'm very grateful. In fact, right before every show starts, they are promoting out on the East Coast right now. And he's like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Where are you?" Because we're both all over the map trying to do things. And again, I cannot do it without them. But why Bolt Energy? I mean, there's a million things, and I'm going to be picking up other sponsors. It's just kind of the way of the world and with business and all that. But the reason I'm with Bolt Energy is because, number one, they actually believe in me. I know, right? It's like, I don't know what they've been smoking, but they believe in me. No, they're serious, hardcore workout fanatics. And he told me years ago, he says, "I want to make something and bring something to the table that is better than your average energy drink." And there's a million freaking energy drinks. When I go to a convenience store, I see a ton of them out there. And it's like you're looking up and down. It's like, holy crap, there's like, all these brands. And a lot of them, come and go, and some have stayed, and they're very, very strong. But the reason I like these guys, because again, it's a cleaner energy drink, no preservatives, big deal. I mean, as we all get more health conscious, because we all do a lot of stuff during the week. We haul an ass, eating not so well, and today I'll tell you a reason. Today I actually played music. I went and played with some friends of mine. It was kind of like the old days. It was not a garage jam, but I went and played with some guys, and I haven't played in a while because I'm very, very busy. And I love these guys because I can go sit in. It was like we never left. It just was happening because when you play with good musicians, it just works that way. But I needed this though because by the time we got through of about 3-4 hours of nonstop, I was beat. And then I said, "Okay, I got to go now because I got to go do this show, and I've been dying to crack this open. So I'm going to crack it open real quick." Oh, that wasn't my finger. Hang on. You could have. Holy moly, this is a tough one. I need some help. I'm depending on you guys tonight, by the way. I got a lot of stuff I could bitch about and talk about, but I want to do this. Okay, do I want to? Yes, I do. Bolt Energy in the house. Hello. So, by the time I got through, I was just beat. I'm not. I'm in the. I think I'm in like some of the worst shape of my life because I'm so busy right now. I don't. I'm just burning the candle at both ends, but it's worth it to me because I know that it'll all pan out and I'll get back onto where I want to be. But at the end of the day, it's like by the time we got through, I was using parts of my body that I don't usually not that I don't use, but you're just doing it a different way. And I was tired. I wanted to just go lay down. But no, I got to go do this show. So Bolt Energy, this is what I was waiting for, because I know this is going to kick me in the ass and it's going to give me a little boost. Look at that, all the thumbs up. Hey, you guys on this stuff, keep letting me know you're there, because this is the biggest problem that we're having right now, is that we cannot keep track of who is watching and who's not. It doesn't look like anybody's watching on one page, and on another page there's like thousands. I'm going to get to the watch party in a minute, but here's to Bolt Energy. No preservatives. It's enriched with vitamins and antioxidants, okay? Cleaner stuff, because these guys are workout fanatics. It's not a bunch of junk. So if you're going to put something in your body and you're going to spend that kind of money to do it, just to give you that little let's get up and go, do it. But do it right. Bolt Energy. Electrify your senses. I love it. It tastes good too, okay? I can't stand stuff. I'm drinking stuff because it kicked my ass, but it tastes like shit. This stuff tastes good. So here we go. I'm going to almost chug this because yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Today we promoted it a lot, but I believe, you know what I mean? When you got somebody that you believe in, you just do it. And just, that's the way it is. I could not do something if it was, I don't give a shit how much money. Money does not drive me anymore. Been there, done that, doesn't matter anymore. It's all about what I believe in. So I believe in Bolt Energy and they believe in me. Ask for it in stores. They're growing. It might not be in your area, but believe me when I tell you, it's coming. Okay? Cheers. I like it. All right. I know where to begin, but I don't know where to begin. Watch party. Let's do this, okay? I want whoever gives a shit about what I'm doing, my silent majority, the super fans. That word came out. I was watching somebody else, and for years that word's been a big deal for me. Super fans. I need to take a second too. We're going to start a watch party. Go to your share. If you think I'm doing something of worth, please do me the favor. Go to share, and I'm going to do this real quick. I need to do this myself. Go to share, and when you hit share, it's going to say start a watch party. Start friends, start a watch, share this page. Share. Holy moly, really? Okay, so when you start a watch party, what's going to happen is you're sharing it with your friends, and again, I think the best thing about this whole deal is that you have no idea who you may be affecting. And the beauty of it is that you may be helping people that need to be listening to this kind of stuff. And I just need to turn that down, Peter. Okay. You have no idea who you might be helping. There's people that might need this more, because what do we talk about? We talk about things that don't get talked about all the time. And that's the big deal. I mean, anybody can talk about, what you ate all week and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is that I talk about the hard stuff and the funny stuff, and we kind of mix it up. But again, I'll use for example, because again, this happened just this afternoon, but my father passing a little over a month ago. I flew all the way back to Pensacola last weekend because I needed to be there for my father's. The Greeks believe in a 40-day memorial. It's a big deal. My father was a serious Greek Orthodox. I mean, he didn't preach it, but he believed in it, and he was very solid. And he was a friggin' Greek to the bone. Okay, because it was important to him. It was important to me. That man, my mother, my father, both of them, as parents, I couldn't ask for much more. They did the best they could with what they had, and I'm very grateful as a human, as their son, period. We didn't always see eye to eye, but that's love. You just can't. I may be a product of them, but I can't always do that. But I still love my parents, and they loved me. And now it's over. It's kind of crazy feeling, but it's real, but it's not real. But the reality is it's very real. So I flew back. I did a red eye, and I was up from early in the morning, flew all night, tried to get there. Last week's show, and we'll get there in a second, I was timing everything pretty perfectly because I wanted to fly at night because I had things to do on Saturday. I just couldn't just leave. And I've done it a million times. Timed it out, arrive in Pensacola at 9 in the morning. I had a very good friend of mine who gets a gold star for last weekend who was waiting for me to pick me up. But as we approached Pensacola, thunderstorms. Okay, we get thunderstorms all the time, but they were so bad that plane could not land. And we circled and circled, and they said, you know what, we need fuel, and we're not going to make it. And that really sucked because I ended up being 2.5 hours late for landing, which missed the whole church service of my father's memorial. Now, the memorial went on. That Greek Orthodox ceremony did happen, which was very important, regardless of whether I was there or not. But the bottom line is, I really wanted to be there and to be present because it was important to him, therefore it was important to me. And it hurt. It hurt me, like other people were. I made it to the church late, and afterwards in the church hall, and there was people, and there was a gathering and all that kind of stuff. I kind of sponsored all that to make it because it was for my father. But it hurt. I came showing up. The plan was to show up, and my friend picked me up, haul ass to my parents' house, change because I have tons of stuff over there, and show up in church. And it didn't work like that. I ended up showing up in jogging, better than not sweatpants, but I mean they were running pants and a smiley face T-shirt. I looked stupid. I mean, I felt stupid. I just came walking in. I looked like I had been up from the day before. At least that's the way I felt. I wanted to go home, rinse my contacts, and because they felt like glue, and then show up and just represent. Because it's a moment that was very important to me, and it messed with my head. Because again, we all go through this crap, but it happens, and that's life, and that's the way it goes. And I showed up and everybody kept saying to me, but you're here, you made it, you're here. I know, but I wanted to be in church. And just for my father, you can't redo that, but I tried. So, I mean, we've already had our talks. But the problem was, nobody thought anything of it, but I carry crap like this. I'm not that good at letting it go. Anyway. Watch party. I hope while I'm talking to you, you're doing me the favor, and I need to do it myself, but the watch party. Please just share this stuff, because I'm telling you, you have no idea who you may be helping with it. Eventually, I'm going to open up the phone lines, 818-259-7983, and we are going to, I'm hoping somebody's going to call. I have no topic for tonight, because topics don't mean anything. Whatever's bothering you, things that you want to talk about, I don't care if you want to come say, hey, Peter, I've been watching you. I got this silent majority. There's way too many of you are way too quiet. I love the fact that you're texting on these screens, but I can't read them. So if you want to text on them, that's good because it gives me an indication about who's paying attention. The problem is with the watch parties, when you do that, if you're kind enough to do that for me and start a watch party on your page, I can't see that because it's a whole nother entity, nor can these analytics count it. But I don't care. I really don't, because I know deep down we're growing, we're doing really well, things are escalating, and one day somebody from some streaming network will say, you know what, we've been watching you, and evidently you're not going away, so we might as well accept you and do something with you. And that's what I'm going to do. Originally, starting out with surviving divorce and single parenting, I still firmly believe in it because I give a shit about people who care about their children. It's a big problem. You want to talk about it? We can. But when I decided to try this live Facebook every Sunday night show, which again, every Sunday night I'm going to be here. Every friggin' Sunday night. I know it's late for a lot of people, and it regurgitates through Facebook, and you can check it out later, but I'm going to be here live, and if you want to be here, I invite you, and I love you for sticking up and staying late. You can have your phone in your bed. I mean, I do it all the time. It's just life. We're in a different period. It's not like the old days. But if you do it, cool. But anyway, eventually, somebody's going to figure it out and going, I guess he's not so bad. And we got some pretty good jokes once in a while, I want to thank nobody for threatening to sue me for Cinco de Mayo. We had some good fun with Cinco de Mayo, but it was all fun, Mexican stuff, and we called Jose during Cinco de Mayo, and it was kind of fun. And nobody, I thought for sure after going through that I go, somebody's going to get offended. I mean, it doesn't take much to piss somebody off anymore, a bunch of pansies. But thank you. Thank you for really understanding it's all about entertainment. You might notice I'm sporting oops, let's see how we do it. So, I'm sorry. Where's that? A Badlands t-shirt, okay? New York Knicks Badlands Roadside Bar t-shirt. Let me tell you why I'm sporting this t-shirt. Because not only did I go to Florida again last week, but I will be returning to Florida. And I'm going to be there for an extended amount of time. I have things I have to take care of, just like I was last year. Every year, I like Pensacola. Did I ever tell you that? I like it there. LA's great, but I love Pensacola, Florida. It's a beautiful place. It's cheap to be there, and it's I have a lot of relationships. So, my buddy, New York Nick, and he's a institution within himself. We were going to do some advance work because last summer we did some crazy ass stuff which led to this live Facebook show. I would not be doing this show had he not let me experiment with him in his establishment. He's got a great place downtown Pensacola, and he has a studio within the bar that he owns because he was a former DJ, so he's a music lover, and he does a 2-hour show every Tuesday night in Pensacola, Florida, on the internet called Radio Free Pensacola, and you can catch that from 6 to 8 Central Time every Tuesday, and he always plays cool stuff, and it's like being a real DJ. There's no more he doesn't do automated all this bullshit. So the beauty of it is that he does that, but I want to do my show from his place. Hey, Manny, I can actually see that now. You appear. I'm a little busy right now, dude. So hang in there, and now you want to talk to me right when I'm in the middle of the show, right? I've been waiting to talk to you for years. I can actually see that one screen. And thank you. I want a bigger screen. I need like a TV size so I can read this stuff while I'm doing it, because everybody types, and I appreciate that. But it's hard for me to do that. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 screens tonight. We're back to 6 screens. There was 8. I can't keep up. So anyway, I was at New York Knicks, and I was talking to him because I really wanted to do my show while I'm there, and there's going to be like 3 or 4 of them in the summer, which I thought I had the dates down until my daughter talked to me this afternoon, and she's got an agenda too. And she's getting ready to throw me a curveball. I told her she's got something she wants to do. I was just getting ready to get plane tickets for the future for late June, July, and now she's asking me to push it to mid-July, end July. And I don't know. So all I can tell you is I will be in Pensacola sometime between in the month of July, and I'll work it out this week. I have to, because we don't have time to be screwing around. But I try to accommodate everything. I love that little girl is the whole reason why I sit here. If it wasn't for that little girl, and she's not that little anymore, I would not be doing this kind of stuff. I would have had a whole different life. Don't even know where I'd be, but I know I wouldn't be sitting here doing this. The whole process of going through things and life, which many people do, led me to this. That's why I know that there's people that need to talk about this stuff, and that's why I'm asking you, the future, my audience, to hit the share button every Sunday night and hit the watch party, start a watch party. And I still haven't done mine tonight because I'm busy yapping. And hit a watch party, because you'll be sharing it with people, your friends, and says, hey, so-and-so is watching Life with Peter G or the Peter G Show. And you just have no idea how sometimes that can make a big difference in somebody's life, and it could be very effective. So give me 1 second here. I want to take a sip of Bolt Energy while we're at it. And let me take a couple of these things while you're setting your watch party. I want to set the watch party too. All right, hang on. How come it says share public now in a group? Why don't I get the watch party thing? Share your timeline. All right, that one's there. I have multiple, so bear with me. Write a post. How do you do that? Copy. Here we go. Post it, and I'm still live. Comments, no. And okay, sorry. Eventually they'll take over the task and they'll do this for me, but for some reason my people, my boys over there, they're busy doing other things to keep me running. That's the problem with live. When you're going live, either it works or it doesn't work. And it's really bad when it doesn't work. Just like last week. Last week was a bitch. And I didn't want to go to my buddy Nick's place because I said, one more show, let me do it from where I was at. But it was near the Naval Air Station. And the Naval Air Station has tons of radars. And everybody tells me it's very sketchy over there. And that's the problem. And that was the problem because it kept freezing. And it pissed me off the whole show. And there was some good stuff. And I just had to, by time that, not only did I miss my father's memorial, my show kind of, in my opinion, just didn't work the way I wanted it to. And I mean, it cut in and out from satellite, just bad transmissions. Because when you're live, you're live. It's just, it is what it is. And by the time we got through, and thank God, and I had a friend of mine who helped me, assistant produce the show. Old, longtime friend who, once again, right there in my corner, his whole weekend was he gets the gold star for. He waited for me for hours to land and got me where I needed to be, and then showed up late at night to help me get my show together. And the thing was that it was just one of those days where it's like, what are you gonna do? You just can't fight City Hall, and my head was tired, and it was just a bitch. And it's like, why do I bother? Why do I run? Why do I go and do all this stuff? And I know why I do this stuff, because at the end of the day, there's a reason for it. But it is what it is. You do the best you can, and however it works out, it works out. Life goes on, and that's what everybody kept telling me. It's like, don't sweat it. There's next week, God willing. There's next week, and that's what was going. So I struggled through it, but. Either way, every week I'm going to be here every Sunday. Now, here's the deal. I've told you about my week. That was just a portion of it, because life throws a lot of curveballs. We all go through hell. We all have our hell. But I want to hear from you guys. So even the people that are saying, hi, Peter, I love you, okay? I really do. 818-259-7983. Who's got the balls tonight? I need somebody to ring that phone and just talk to me, okay? You want to say hi or whatever, but I want to know how you're doing. I always tell you guys how I'm doing. I'm an open book. I lead by example. But the bottom line is, it's only a friggin' hour show, but you can't make me, I can carry this. I can, because believe me, there's a ton of stuff. I have I jot down little things, and I use it. But at the end of the day, I really rather you share some time with me. All right, tell me how you're doing. I have a few friends. They're having some birthdays. Ironically, unfortunately, today I had another friend of mine. We were playing. Why am I hearing? It sounds like something's out of phase. We were playing. I was playing today with some guys, some music, and I get a text. I'm always checking my phone because I live off of that damn thing, and it's like, my father passed away. And this is a guy who I know very well, and it's kind of weird because when my mother passed away a few years ago, his mother passed away very shortly after that. And lo and behold, my father passed away, and now his father passed away. And again, the more people you know, the more the odds of that kind of stuff happening. It happens all the time. Hey, I see people saying, hey, it's hard to read. I'll get to all that stuff tonight when we're through. But if you really want to make me happy, you'll call me up and tell me, hey, okay? So anyway, it's just, I'm in the middle of playing, and I saw that text, and it's like, what do you say? What do you say? And believe me, I can tell you, I truly understand. When you live it, it's different. And with me being a single child, it was different because I handled everything. No arguments, no this and that. It wasn't a whole lot of my mother and father were never rich, but they were, they held their own. But define rich, I feel that I was luckier than a lot of people. I mean, I had parents that were loving, that loved me, and regardless, and believe me, I put them to hell in my own way. But as I grew into an adult, the roles reversed, and I put my time in, and sometimes I just ripping what hair I had out, trying to manage things from 2,000 miles away all the time. But I did it, and I did it, and there's times when it just drove me crazy. But really, hindsight, looking back, is I don't think I would have traded it. I wish I was still doing it, because now somebody told me once, Peter, don't worry, one day you'll be alleviated of all these problems, or not problems, but just things. And really, what they meant was, one day they'll be gone, and that's over. And let me tell you something, folks. When it's over, it's over. I mean, they're forever. Everything is alive in my head, and thank God for that, because I hope that I can keep those memories. The memories is what keeps me moving. But sometimes, you think too much, and the minute you get into that mode, I mean, it just brings back all that emotion, and it's tough. It's very tough. Love is a very strong drug. It can tear you up, or it can make you happy as hell. I mean, and even when it tears you up, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just because it's that strong. And that's that. But I'll always talk about this stuff, because family is very important to me. I had very little family. There's people who has big families, and some of them work really well, and some of them don't work very well at all. And it's crazy, and I'm I don't know. I only know what I've had to deal with, but I've watched. And when you watch these things, there's good and bad. It's a bitch. But that's it. 818-259-7983. I swear, you guys, every once in a while I get the call. Like last week, I had James from Culver City. He's a diehard, one of my super fans. And he got into some deep stuff, and we were in all over the map. But that's the problem. It's like, I'll talk about anything right now. I want to start doing categories, but I can't. I can't even get you to call in and say, hey, tell me what you're doing. You guys watch from afar. And I get it. I totally do. I was one of those guys. I'm always the guy in the back of the room. But it's time to man up. If you really care about what we're doing, you need to help me help everybody. I don't want to help. I mean, we just talk about stories, but in a lot of ways, sharing is caring. So my week in Florida was fast. I had a lot of business stuff to do, and I'll be back there. But I didn't have time to go jump in the water or do the things I wanted to do. And the weather right now is really good. I hope you're hitting the watch party, folks. Next weekend's going to be Memorial Day weekend, and I'm going to be doing the show Memorial Day Sunday night. I imagine everybody's going to be burned out. I know in some parts of the country this show is late, but doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of people just take your tablet, get a nice drink, something, a beer or wine. I mean, let's face it, we're adults, and let me tell you, I have found that most people, I've tried talking about it, but a lot of people are still too scared to, but it blows my mind how many people drink every single night at home. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, everything in moderation, but it depends how much. But a lot of people, everybody just gets home and they're ready to take the edge off. And believe me, I completely understand. I do. I never was that guy, but I'm that guy now. I mean, there's just a lot going on. I'm thankful, but it's like life, just the balance that I used to have just still hasn't gotten there yet. I'm still kind of cockeyed. This is why I do this show. But it's a joke. But anyway, I'd love to hear somebody else's voice on that phone talking to me right now. But I'll keep going, okay? But just keep that in mind, that you can call me, and if you called me, it'd be so friggin' cool if you called me. But from the meantime, I'll just stay right here. So, okay. School. I don't know if most of you have children. And school's almost over. School is almost over. Hang on, excuse me 1 second here while I do this. Share a message, share first time. Share to a page. Oh my God, this is freaking crazy. So school is almost over, and my daughter was talking to me, and again, because it's like, wow, another year gone by. Mine's in 7th grade. She is 13, and it's been a good ride. Everybody always asks me, "How's your daughter? How's your daughter?" I'm a very lucky man. So far, so damn good. Because it's not always that simple. Everybody kept waiting because I've been very lucky with her. She's been very stable, and they're going to wait till she gets to be a teenager. Well, right now she's a teenager, and I know I got a lot more years ahead of me, but so far, so good. Time out. Eight 259-7983. This is always the struggle. Either I get people who are ready to talk about everything, or I get people who just want to watch. And that's okay. I was kind of prepared for it tonight. Even though I wasn't prepared with a whole lot of things. I said, tonight we're going to wing it. Right, boys? They threw it all together because they packed me with bits and pieces of stuff, and then I'm on my own. I wish I could travel with a crew. We're just not there yet. Because believe me, I would much rather just walk in and be me than have to be everything. It takes a lot out of you. It's not hard doing this, but it's not easy doing this. Like I said, for those of you who think it's easy, good, let me know how it turns out. You try. But I do this out of because it comes from my soul. One day, one of these streaming network people, they're going to go, all right, not so bad, not so bad. But in the meantime, we'll just keep doing it this way. I'll start GTV. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just crazy. We're in a funky time period when it comes to media. I mean, I wish we had this stuff when I was growing up as a musician, because it's just, people are just becoming things in different ways. It's a crazy, it's just a crazy way of doing it. But I like it. I mean, we didn't have this. We just didn't have it, and it blows my mind because there's just so much more access. It's just, and especially when I was younger, I had more time to feed into all this stuff. I could have been a contender. I was a contender. We did okay, but I would like to, I would have enjoyed this process when I was a few years younger. Not much. You know what? It takes getting this old, if you want to call it old, to get to where you want to go. I mean, I just feel I'm much, I don't want to say wiser. I still do stupid shit, but I'm very much, I'm very thankful for all this stuff. I mean, I just got it together. Okay. But just for the record, any of you TV, again, my LinkedIn people, all you streaming network people, ask and you shall receive. It's time to play Let's Get Dark. Hi, Life of Peter G. Who's this?
Hang on a second. I just realized why we don't have any phone audio, and I'm gonna kill you guys. Hey, I had my associate producer from Florida just texting me saying there's no phone audio. So the whole time I've been doing this show with the same one simple problem with one connection not being connected, and you guys didn't catch it either. So let's start over again. James from Culver City, how you doing?
All right, better known as the Messenger.
Oh my
Praise
God.
your King, Messenger.
I cannot believe I just did that. This is what happens. It's been one of these wacky weeks. This is why it needs to get stepped up to another level, because
Well, yeah, that was a question I had for you. Are you able to entertain multiple callers online?
we're working on that too, because it's a whole different level of doing things. But when you're live, the problem with live is you're live, and with Facebook, you cannot monitor like a TV station. You can't go behind the system to before it goes out. It just goes out.
All right.
And thanks Paul for texting me, because obviously what you were listening to prior to you calling me was not. I can't believe it. The main audio going into the whole system, one thin little wire and I did that about a month and a half ago because of just not having it together. Practice makes perfect.
All right. Well, you'll get it down. I mean, I would actually even shorten your show theme, actually.
Which show theme? But the 20 seconds on the intro.
Yeah, just have it be like the music dun 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 dun, and then just go Peter G Show, and then cut into the program.
Yeah. So then I have to talk that much longer because nobody calls but you.
Yeah, and that's why I asked because I'd like to. I mean, there's a whole
Oh my God.
list of hot button issues we could touch on to get people riled talking.
I guess I just look. Here's the problem, and it really is it really is a lot of people that are paying attention to this show, but they're not. They are just backseat listeners, and it's just going to take a while. And I don't know when that's going to happen, but most people will not. Oh, here come the cops. They just
Welcome to Culver City.
well, yeah. They talk to me afterwards, and that's why I keep going because I know they're there, but they are the silent majority of the super fans who are sitting in the background. They go, you know what? I just can't call. I can't call, but I love everything you're doing. Don't stop. It's like thank you, but I really kind of need you to feed off of. It's just, I don't have a lot of these shows. They have two people that banter off of each other. I chose not to do that. I'm going to tough it through all on my own.
Well, here you go. Let's this will get them going.
Yeah.
I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I think he's a pompous ass blowhard.
We're not going politics. Anything but that. I don't.
Okay.
I'm telling you. I'm so because everybody's.
Oh, you want to employ the WARP policy? Don't discuss war, abortion, religion, or politics.
I don't. look, dude. I'll go almost anywhere for this show because my main shows, all the pre-records. I don't know if you've caught the stuff on YouTube's with the interviews about divorce and single parenting. That was where I started from, but because I cared about the kids. Because to me, the kids don't deserve to suffer, and we talked about that last week. But the thing is, you know what? Politics. There's tons of people that talk about that shit, and I can start a war with that, and screw you. I love Trump or I hate Trump, and what I don't want to go there. There's just like anything. Tell me what eats your ass about. I hate your job. You want to talk about women. You want to talk about men. That's all good. But anything but the politics and religion. In between there, I'm all good because there's tons of people that do it.
We coddle our youth too much. We're letting them.
We do.
Everybody's a winner.
Everybody
no,
wins.
Yeah. No, that doesn't work for me.
And the problem I have, my daughter is, I don't know how to put it, but she's been so stable and like everything always ends up being okay. We haven't had any failures yet, and it scares the shit out of me. And I just caught this little clip from Gary Vee, this one inspirational, motivational speaker kind of guy, and he was talking to somebody else, and the other guy was talking about how important it is to fail, and how important it is, and it's not that you're proud of failing, but the trick is to be able to step up from the failure and know how to recover from the failure to keep on moving forward, and that's huge.
Regarding your daughter, you said she was 14?
13, but almost.
13. Yeah. Has she started changing her hair color yet?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well,
she's pretty normal.
For you and all of the other parents out there with daughters.
Yeah.
When your daughter starts changing her hair color, it's shortly thereafter that they engage in sexual activity for the first time. It's a trend I've watched happen with friends' daughters, and I made a joke about it, and it turned out to be true.
Really?
Yeah.
Hair color.
Then you're gonna get to. Then that's when all of a sudden they have it all figured out.
I don't know. Being divorced.
They're gonna tell you all about it. Yep.
I don't know. This is why I don't like being like separated. Even 50-50 is not enough for me because. I want to be. I'm pissed that I don't get to kiss my daughter goodnight every night. Even though she's getting big and she's tall. She's 5'5", and she's becoming a young adult. But so far with mine, and again, I'm waiting. There's going to be some story. There's got to be. It scares me because you cannot be always doing good, and there's something's got to go wrong. You have to know what it feels like to burn your finger. You have to on the fire.
Oh yeah, they will.
But she's so horse crazy and involved in that, and her whole life has been and still is so far to where she's so enthralled in that right now, I haven't heard nothing like that yet. And you know what? And I don't know when it comes if she'll keep it a secret from me. And I mean, I'm still her dad, so it's not like I'm her friend. You know what I mean?
Oh, you'll know.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be a hard night of drinking.
Well, I don't have the indication of it yet, and I mean, right now we're still pretty deep into that, but I know it's coming. I mean, look at it. I mean, let's face it. When I was younger, that's what scared me most about having a girl. I thought I'm getting my payback. I go, this is for all the notorious bullshit I did as a guy, and I wasn't bad, but let's face it, we're guys. You know, we we're guys.
Oh yeah, because you know what all those little boys want.
Well,
We
yeah.
were all young then. Well, we know.
Absolutely,
Oh, yeah.
and it's so funny when I drop her off for school. I'm wet. She has to cross the street, and there's a huddle of guys, and and she wears skirts and stuff like that, and I'm just watching. I'm watching that, and I'm going, you know what? I get it, but I'm hoping her brain is still, right now she's just not into that. I don't think she is. I mean, I just saw this other girl that I know. Her son's like 7, and I go, who's your son talking to? She goes, oh, he's talking to his girlfriend. I'm going, he's freaking 7 years old. He's got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
So come on. Shit.
Yeah, it's more when it gets physical. That's when you start worrying.
I do, but I don't yet. But I know it's coming, and my daughter has her niece. She's got like a 17-year-old niece, and they're boyfriends and girlfriends. And I hear about that stuff, and I've known this baby since she was born. She was like my step granddaughter, and I raised her because there was no man around at the time because her father was. They were just too young. They were just too young and stupid. It's hard to swallow. It's like, wow, you're grown and you're going to be having sex, and I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, I mean, my fear would be she runs into a guy who says, "I don't like raincoats."
Again, that's the problem.
Next thing, then your grandpa, Peter G.
Yeah, well, again, I'm not going to brag by no means. My daughter has been a little bit more adult. It's even since a child. I think I'm going to have that talk eventually. But I mean, we've already had to talk about other stuff, but not necessarily sex yet. And because I just don't think she's there, or even if they talk about it amongst their friends, I still think I'm a ways off from that kind of activity. I think, and maybe I'm stupid, but I'm pretty sure I know her kinda. If that makes any sense.
Well, from the circles that I run in, it after school and out at the mall, anytime they're out unchaperoned.
I get it.
Yeah. But hey, you've always got your go-to argument with her when she's getting online. Just go, "You're just like your mother."
No, dude, I don't want to go. I don't want to go there. You know what? And this is the beauty of it. Thank God, I don't think she's like her mother. And I'm not saying anything wrong, but her mother suffered from, again, anxiety and depression. And I loved her, and I married her. But honestly, and I'm not saying this because of me or anything like that, but she's pretty friggin' stable, and I want to hope that she has more of my genes. Not that they're anything great, but she's just stable. She's got, for a kid, I don't know. Again, I know I lucked out more than some, because kids are kids. My mother, I owe my mother everything. That's why I loved my mother so much, for putting up with me and still loving me despite who I wanted to be and the way I wanted to go.
Right. That's like we talked about last week. That's why you say thank you to your mother on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting up with all my shit.
I said thank you to a lot of women, and in fact, they're all passed away now. There are a lot of old ladies. So, I mean, because who went, out of their way to be something for me. But yes, my mother more than anything. I mean, my mother was 90 in her 91, and still like, get my purse. I want you to go, here, and she's trying to give me money. She's trying to give me money to go do something.
So, you just touched on something, and it's going to be a key factor into the relationship you have, or that any parent has with the child. Never, as much as you want to, and sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. Mm-hmm. When you speak about the other parent, or whether you're talking to me, a friend, and they're within earshot, you've got to speak to that other person on a positive note.
Doesn't happen.
And it's hard to do because the other parent is doing the exact same thing. They are going, "Oh, typical. He didn't pay the bill this month."
The trash talk.
The kid hears it and it goes in, and then that's when the attitude comes up. But if you speak about the other parent in a positive, encouraging way, you're like, "Hey, you should listen, do what your mother says." Your mother's trying hard, if you empathize with what the mother's going through or the other parent's going through, it makes a difference. But that's what I see time and time again with the kids that I'm around who don't have full-time parents, is that they have a negative connotation because they're like little sponges. They see it, even though you don't, even though you think you're saying something that's not that bad.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah,
one of the statements that I heard not too long ago was a friend of mine was talking about how he got his kid off the books.
What kind of books?
Okay, now he's not talking about the mother who was addicted to meth and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the kid think? Oh, I'm just an expense to you. I'm an accounting.
Oh, that kind of books. Don't have to take care of.
Yeah, I got my son off the books. It's like, well, how do you think that makes your son feel?
Yeah, I know.
And it looks like that son's going down alcoholic road now.
Who knows?
Surprise,
Because
surprise.
of that?
Could be. Could be a number of things. I mean, that's a much longer story. That's an entire movie right there.
We have a lot of entire stories. That's the thing.
But yeah, and here was something that I just discovered, and let me share this with you and the other listeners out there.
The other 4. No, I'm kidding.
And this is for any time you run across a person who didn't have both parents in their lives.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
We all had the benefit of going to school every day, knowing that we had 2 parents at home.
Mm-hmm.
These kids go through school feeling alienated and ostracized because they don't have, like, oh, I don't have a dad or I don't have a mom. And we don't empathize that. We don't even think about that what that's like going through school, not being like the other kids. But we were all different. We all felt awkward in our bodies, and here they are. They're going through life without a parent, without having a family, a happy family unit that we're pushing on them in the media,
balance,
in schools. Yeah,
balance.
Yeah,
it sucks. But look, dude. My parents, I thought, were not the greatest to be married, but I swear they were like Fred and friggin' Ethel Mertz from I Love Lucy, constantly bitching. But I'm very thankful for them because they hung. They didn't just say I quit, which is pretty much the norm nowadays. I quit. I'm mad at you. It's not as much fun as I thought it was going to be. I quit. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm very, very thankful.
That's it. Now that I'm older and I look back, I'm like, yeah, my dad was a son of a bitch. Sometimes to me. I mean, I'll never forget his infamous line, standing there butt-ass naked in front of me going, "You GD son of a bitch, I wouldn't give you the sweat off my balls." But you know what? At the end of the day, he busted his ass working for the man every day and night. He stayed with my mom. They put up with each other. They slept in separate rooms, but they stayed together. And that had an impact on me. And now I have commitment, I won't leave my wingman.
Can I ask you a question?
So to speak. Yeah.
Did you ever ask him why he was standing there butt-ass naked in front of you?
It's just the way he was. I mean, World War II veteran, it's like he didn't think anything of it. He was getting ready for work in the morning, and he had to get it off his chest, what was on his mind,
whether he's with underwear or not, yeah.
Right. Well,
that's got to leave. Yeah. That leaves I don't know. Okay.
Still with me to this day. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that burn in your head too.
Yeah.
Holy crap. So, but, look, love is defined in many ways. Look at all these people. There's a lot of, there's either 3 people listening or 3 million right now. And because it's really weird, I'm watching these screens. They're like setting off with people hitting the like, where it has these little bubbles that go off and all that. But, only time will tell. The thing is, I'm hoping that all this stuff is bringing stuff that people can relate to. Because I'm telling you, just because you think your situation is not that different than so many people's. It's just got its variances. Maybe the old man was not standing butt naked in front of him, but the bitching and the everything you believe in. I mean, my father, he'd look at me and he'd say, I've been on this earth longer than you. I have experience, and I'm like, yeah. He's kind of right. I mean, we still never saw eye to eye in a lot of things because my father came from a different time period, and times were changing, and he was losing that period. But the experience, especially after he passed, and all these people telling me how he affected their lives in a positive manner by him sharing his life, there's something to be said about all that. And love is just love. I mean, so long as there's reasons why you get yelled at, I think.
Believe me, I was a little punk.
Yeah, I was a punk.
I deserved it.
You deserved it, and you realize that. So that's good to understand. See, that's the thing, because I was just talking. Who was that? I was talking. My daughter was talking about these girls that ride, because my daughter's a very heavy into horses, and not that she's great or anything, but she says there's girls that think they're so friggin' great, and she's going, they suck really bad. And the thing is, when you can acknowledge, like, I know what I'm good at and kind of what I'm not good at, and I know my strong points and my weak points, that's where you're at a level playing field. It's like, but you'll keep working at it. I mean, you just keep working at it. But some of these people, I remember growing up as a young musician, where some of these people I knew, they sucked. And they just, in their heads, though, they were friggin' rock stars. I said, Anna, you got to, give them credit for believing in themselves. She said, yeah, I know, Dad, but there's a certain limit to where you got to know to, like, how good you are, and or if you need to pack it all in. And I get that too. It's self-awareness. How's that?
I gotcha. Well, hey, unfortunately for me, I need to get back to work here.
You know what? Unfortunately, I apologize for the first few minutes of our phone call. Actually, my whole show, half of my show, went unprocessed. Let's put it that way. It did not go through the signals the way it should have, and the first piece of your phone call did not go through because they only heard a one-sided conversation. However,
well, tell all your listeners, let them all know, we will definitely touch back on the filthy horrors.
You know what? For some reason, I truly believe you. I truly do, and I appreciate it. Pulling teeth. These people will sit and watch, but they will not call in to even say hey. But I have good days and bad days. For a while, we were getting a run on women calling in. I had some Alabama girls calling in and talking about a lot of stuff, and all of a sudden, they come and go. I get it. It's late at night. I'm not worried about it. One way or another, we're going to make this happen, but I appreciate you taking the time out of your life once again and calling in to little old me and telling me how you feel from the heart. I appreciate that. And so do these people.
All right, my pleasure.
All right, well, James, thank you, and keep on listening, and share, please. I'm telling you, just like you, there's a bunch of you out there that need this, okay?
Peace out.
Thank you, brother. See you. See what happens when I get in and we're traveling and we throw all this gear together. I did half of the show unprocessed. It came onto the live feed kind of half-assed, and I apologize. It took, finally somebody called in and said, you sound like shit, and I don't hear the caller, and I figured it out in a second. But that's the way it goes. I'll live with it. I've learned to roll with the punches. But James from Culver City, he is he listens. Let's just put it that way. And he's got a lot of stuff he wants to get off his chest, and I invite him to do that. I make jokes about it, but there's a lot of you that are like that. So it is what it is. Next week, we're running out of time. Yes, we are. Oh, God, we are. Next week, Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. Do not be burned out after a long 4-day weekend and give me I was too tired to put it, to stay up and all this shit. Believe me, I want to see you here tonight. None of you guys. Like I said, when it rains, it pours. But if you don't want to call in, I'll always have something that we need to talk about, and there'll always be somebody like James who's willing to, add to the conversation. I truly appreciate all of you guys. Watch party. This stuff, when we finish this show, it's not over from there. In fact, it regurgitates through Facebook. It'll be uploaded to YouTube and the iTunes. It's all my fault. I apologize. Within the next few weeks, I will be getting with my boys here, and we're revamping our iTunes, and all that stuff will be easy for you to listen while you're in the car or on the go. I take full responsibility for this. I've just been too busy to deal with that stuff. I mean, family issues and stuff like that, sometimes you got to let things go, but at the end of the day, we're moving forward, and I like it. So I love you guys more than I can say. Is there anything else I need to catch up with? Watch my crew, last week's show, we already talked about that. No. Again, making plans for the summer, for being broadcasting live at New York Knicks Badlands Roadside Bar. That's why I'm sporting this shirt. Where are we? Right here. but we'll talk about that because that's more than a month away. And Peter G. Show, I want to thank Bolt Energy once again, my saviors, for making it possible for me to be here. God bless them for believing in, for knowing me and still saying we believe in you. I want to thank all my 3 million listeners, watchers, all of you. Share, share, share. You can still take this show even after the fact and pass it on by hitting share. And I want to hear your comments. You guys are notorious for this crap. I mean, you keep me really busy all through the week by IMing me and instant messengers and all this after the fact talk. You can do it, though. I'll take it. But I really wish you would do it while we're live because hence the word live show. But it is what it is. I'm happy that you're at least here, and we're working on it. We need to spread the word, though, okay? You have no idea who you may be helping if you would just hit the share buttons and start a watch party and share it with your people. I can't keep track of those people, but I'll take it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's all going to come back. That's it. I think we're done. You think we're done? They said we think we're done. And again, I apologize for half of the show stupidity on my part because you guys leave this stuff on me, I'm getting ready to get bad. All right, it's whatever. My fault. There's a few things I have to take care of that's right in front of me that they don't want to do, and my bad. I just wasn't thinking again. Believe it or not, again. But that's it. All right. Thank you for watching Life with Peter G, the Peter G Show. I just got to get through the holidays. How's that, Johnny? And just got to get through the holidays. And the holidays, before you know it's going to be Christmas. But this was show number 19. Show number 19, May 19th, 2019. It is what it is. All right. I love you guys very much. I can't say it enough. I'm so thankful for all of that. But let's do this, all right? Peace out. I will see you guys next Sunday night right here. Same bat time, same bat channel, okay? So anyway, whatever. Let me know what you think through the week. Got any topics you want to talk about? Anything on your mind? Okay, 259-7983. You can leave me voice messages on the hotline, or you can just get through the Facebook, the IMs, and all that kind of stuff, all right? All right, that's it. Peace out.
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad.